The Juice Crew, 8 legendary artists under the same damn umbrella, is one of the greatest collections of talent in hip-hop history. The question is, how do you pick a starting 5? Let's draft them. I'm your man Chad, that is BA, and this is GMB TV, and we're doing a little special episode to celebrate the Juice Crew. So we're gonna try to draft the best team we can come up with. Pick number 1, BA, the bars. Who are you taking if the only thing that matters is pure MC ability?
Where Marley say, I don't care who first or who last. I just know y'all better rock this at the drop of the dime, baby. Hey, man, look. We've said on a couple shows, there are a lot of things a lot of people from the Juice Crew do. But when it comes to them old lyrical abilities, them old adjectives and adverbs, not from metaphors, just stylistically, it's Kool G Rap, man. His technical ability was unmatched. We had a lot of good rappers in this era, but we're talking about things that hold up today that was non-existent before he started doing them. That's how we had a reference point.
Yeah, that's the way. I went with Kool G too with my first pick, man. You drafting for bars, enough said. You draft your shooter first, and now your whole team has the respect it needs. So I go with Kool G as well. Pick number 2, the star. Who gave the Juice Crew the most star power? And I'll go ahead and start this one off because I felt like this one is kind of obvious. It's Big Daddy Kane, baby. Because, look, somebody's got to sell tickets. Somebody's got to put the fans in the seats. Somebody's got to beat a Michael Jordan. That's BDK. When they go places, he attracts the most attention. He's the one we see first, and now everybody on the squad has a swagger they didn't have before.
You know how I picked BDK? Because I'm right there with you. You know how I got there?
Come on.
Who's the last verse on the symphony? Understand, he was not originally meant to be in the video or the song. And on the symphony part 2, he gave part of his 16 to his brother, and his still was fire. Look, man, Kane is, and you know, I don't want to hear pause. I'm grown. So Kane was in the late 80s, early, Kane was a sex symbol, right? He was also stylistically, his gear, his dress, he was style forward. And he put it down for the Chocolate Brothers. Hey, him and Snipes was holding it down, baby. Just him and Snipes. So when we talk about star power, baby, it was none other than the BDK.
Pick number 3, the personality. Who gave the crew most personality? The person you couldn't replace with any other rapper.
Biz Markie. Look, her. Let me tell you something. Nobody Beats the Biz was it. For this particular pick for me, nobody had more personality than nobody beats the Biz. Whether he was beatboxing, DJing, or MCing, Biz brought you something different, completely different. Oh, baby. Come on now.
Oh, that's coming up later because for the personality, I went with the lady, Miss Roxanne Shanté.
Ooh.
And let me tell y'all why, because this is a personality you want your whole team to have. She was young, she was aggressive, and she did not give a fuck. She would battle anybody. And at like 16, she had grown men scared to battle her. That BA is the heartbeat of your team. That is your pit bull.
What you saying where Biz Markie was Meta World Peace? Roxanne Shanté was Ron Artest.
She was Ron Artest for sure. She was Steven Jackson. She was like, my man fighting in the stands. I'm going to the stands too. That's where she would. That's your Dennis Rodman. That's your Bill Laimbeer.
Yeah, I got you. I love it.
So I'm going with Shanté from number 3. That's a name we hadn't said a lot on this show, but damn sure should.
But we should, and we probably
will later on.
Before the season's over, for sure.
Pick number 4, the sound. Who is most responsible for what we think of when we think Juice Crew?
I went a different direction here.
Okay.
But what did you do?
I went with the obvious direction here, but let me explain why. It is Marley Marl, but it's not just because he's the producer. This is why I picked him. There are 7 different rappers in this group, or in this crew.
Yeah.
7 very different styles. It takes a hell of a producer to be able to get MCs with those different styles to sound right on the same track and make it work. And he did. And honestly, I think Marley Marl's work with this crew might be some of the best production work in hip-hop history, just because of the lineup. He was doing Phil Jackson work. He had to work with a lineup of heavy hitters that all sounded so different, but he made it work. So I stayed with the chalk, and for my sound, I went with Marley Marl. Who you got?
I'm not gonna lie, I was there. I forced myself to be better. So when I was looking, I actually excluded Marley Marl from an option to force me to have to really get into this. So for me, I went with the blueprint. Lyrical sonic blueprint of what I feel like gave the Juice Crew its reputation.
Come on.
And it started where? The bridge. The bridge. I go with MC Shan, baby. MC Shan, when you think of the sound, like you said earlier with Shanté about the attitude, from an MCing standpoint. Now, we look at the bridges over, Karius did his thing, but it was a rebuttal, something you didn't have time to get prepared for. But if you listen to just the bridge, them lyrics over that simple beat was crazy at the time. And it established how Craig G came through, how Master Ace came through, since they were kind of the last two to join the party. You knew what you were getting into when you ran into a Shanté. Now, when you ran into a Kool G, like, oh, okay, these dudes is part of the Juice Crew. Got you. And Shan established that. So for me, I went with Shan.
Pick number 5, The Legacy. Last pick to round out the squad. You get one person to represent the Juice Crew 40 years later. Who carries the flag?
I got to thank Netflix. I do. I got to thank Netflix.
That's not something a lot of people say.
Because Netflix did what Netflix don't get it right that often. But every now and then, they give you what they're supposed to give you. And the Netflix buyout, Roxanne reintroduced the world and this whole generation to that woman. Understand, Roxanne Shanté at 15 years old ran through her area of New York. Let me say that again. Ran through her area of New York. She started off battling, charging people $50 a battle. She got to the point where you had to pay $200 for her to come off a freestyle. Let me say it again. This ain't a verse. You had to come off $200 to get this freestyle work.
So for The Legacy, this is where it got really fun for me, because I went with Biz Markie. And the reason I went with Biz is the fun reason, man, because somewhere, at this point, Biz is everywhere, man. Somewhere, there is an 80-year-old man in Thailand, and right now he's eating his dinner, and he don't know Big Daddy Kane from Big Papa Pump. But if you put on Biz, he will scream, "You got what I need." Like his life depends on it. So we can talk about MCs. We can talk about how great Kane is. We can talk about how great Kool G was. We can talk about how underrated Shan and Craig G were. But how global Biz was able to be with all of the different things that he did, I think he was just, that's it. That's the legend for me. That is the guy who, 40 years later, people who don't even like rap like him.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. So that's it. You see him on the screen, y'all. Those are the lineups. Tell us who had the best starting 5 out of the Juice Crew. And drop down and tell us what your starting 5 is out of the Juice Crew. Who would you run with? And we will be back next week. As always, there are no wrong answers. They're all legends, and that's why we do this. There are some wrong answers, but I'm your man, Chad. That man is Big Absolute, and we out.